What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. I hope you're all doing very, very well. We are going to talk about Mistweaver today and the 10.2 tier set bonus that is going to be happening. I'm on the PTR right now. I actually recorded an entire video for Mistweaver and ended up just not liking it. Let me move this over for a second. There we go. Ended up just really... I sort of took a second look at Mistweaver and realized that some of the stuff... Some of what I had thought that was important to me at the time, it just wasn't quite as bad as I thought. There are still some major disappointments that I have with the Mistweaver tier set bonus. So a bit of a spoiler alert. We'll get to those in a minute. But let's start really quickly with the class changes that are coming in. It's really important. Oh my God, what was that? It's really important to always take a look at this. So let's look at the Mistweaver stuff. All the healers are getting some significant changes, right? We talked about this in other videos, the Resto Shaman video, but the AoE healing on most healers is going down a little bit, whereas the triage healing is going up. The single target triage healing. Life Cocoon up by 33%. Soothing Mist up by 40%. That's a lot. That's really good for the raid build. Enveloping Mist up by 25%. That's huge. Enveloping Mist numbers are really high, so 25% to Enveloping Mist is like actually a lot of healing. Misty Peak's chance to trigger down a little bit, so this is like your more of a raid focused style. But that's okay. It is cut in half. Kind of significant. Enveloping Breath only heals 5 instead of 6. Invigorating Mist up by 25%. Invigorating Mist now reduced beyond 5 targets. So again, less AoE healing, but it will heal for more. Burst of Life up by doubled. I still don't think we're going to take that talent, but Vivified Direct healing up by 30%. Clouded Focused down by 5%. Ancient Teachings range got buffed. Ancient Concordance is now 1 point. This is a massive deal. Going to talk about this in a second. And then the Aberrus tier got changed a bit. So it's almost entirely buffs. There are some slight nerfs. Realistically, though, there's massive buffs there for Mistweaver on their healing front. A lot of these spells got buff. I still don't think we're going to take Burst of Life, but you never know. Here's what's really significant to me about the talent tree. I'll get to the tier set bonus in a second. On the current talent tree on live, Ancient Concordance is 2 points. Now it's 1 point. That means we get 1 point free to do whatever we want with now. Also, big changes to the talent tree. The Manatee change is already in on the live server right now, right? They got rid of the Way of the Spirit of the Crane, where you're getting your mana back by blackout kicking. Now you have to do this Manatee thing. I've been trying it on the live servers. It's okay. It's a very weird way to get mana back, but anyway, it's here. That means you can path directly down to Mists of Life, down into Chrysalis, and that made me put 1 more point into Yolon's Whisper, which I was not getting before. So when I press Thunder Focus Tea, I'm getting that extra breath, which I actually really like, and that's pretty cool. Now, the extra thing that I want to really focus on is this Ancient Concordance is only 1 point instead of 2. That gives us 1 point in the bottom of our tree to do whatever we want with. You could take Secret Infusion. You could take some, I don't know, Peaceful Mending. You could get the extra bonus to Manatee if you want to get some extra synergy going on there. You could take something else up here like Uplifted Spirits, which a lot of people would probably take over Yolon's Whisper. You know, this is not a cut and dry tree. I'm just giving you the options. What I'm going to be looking at especially is Tea of Plenty. I think this is going to be a really, really good option. Thunder Focus Tea also empowers 2 additional Renewing Mist, Essence Font, or Rising Sun kicks at random. The reason I want to do this is because of the way the tier set bonus works. Let's dive right into the tier set bonus right now, and I'll explain why I'm disappointed with it, but also I want to make sure that I talk about the good interactions that are going to be happening with this tier set bonus. So, number 1, Renewing Mist applies Chi Harmony to its initial target, increasing their healing taken from you by 50% for 8 seconds. That is a Giga Chad number. 50% is huge. Forset, 20% of all healing you do to targets with Chi Harmony is stored and then dispersed evenly amongst your allies with Renewing Mist when Chi Harmony fades or is refreshed. So, similar to the Resto Shaman one, where like your Riptide healing on everybody is going into one target, this is basically saying all of your Chi Harmony buffs that you have going out there, they're going to be collecting stuff, and then we're going to disperse it amongst everybody, not just one target like Resto Shaman. So, actually a pretty cool 4-set. Whoa, my voice. What just happened there? A pretty cool 4-set. The real question is going to be, how do you apply Chi Harmony? What is sort of the most optimal way to do that? When you're talking about the Mythic Plus build, it's going to focus primarily on Rising Sun Kick. Rising Sun Kick with Rapid Diffusion allows you to apply a Renewing Mist to somebody for 6 seconds, and then your other, you'll be able to extend those with other Rising Sun Kicks, right, with Rising Mist. So this is how Mythic Plus works. You get in there, you start kicking stuff, it starts spreading Renewing Mists, and it starts extending those Renewing Mists. Those kicks, those Renewing Mists, from Rapid Diffusion will, in fact, trigger the tier set bonus. So that's the first interaction that is really, really good, and it means that Rising Sun Kick will be like at the top of the priority list for both in Mythic Plus and in Raid, I think, as well. If you're running a Clouded Focus build down here, you're definitely still going to want to be getting those Rising Sun Kicks, and make sure you fit them in to get the extra Renewing Mist spreading around so that you can get as many buffs going as possible. You want as many of these Chi Harmony buffs going as you can possibly get. And in the ramp window for the Raid build, this is going to be really, really good with Yu'lon, right? So I think that there's great synergy whether you're doing a Raid-based build where you're kind of ramping, or you're doing a Mythic Plus build where you're more doing Evoke Chi-Ji and you're just using Rising Sun Kick to do as much damage as possible. There's really, really good synergy there. Here's where it also synergizes with the new talent that you can pick up, Tea of Plenty. If your Tea of Plenty hits Rising Sun Kick, then you can press it 3 times in like it's like a 2-second cooldown. Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick. You might get another reset on Rising Sun Kick. You could do almost 4 of them in a row if you get the reset. And this means you could spread 4 Renewing Mists around with Rapid Diffusion, and they will all have the Chi Harmony buff on them as well. So they're all getting 50% more healing. You could finish off your little combo with a huge Vivify, and that Vivify, I don't think it's actually pushing all of the extra healing from Vivify, like from Invigorating Mists. I don't think Invigorating Mists actually goes into the Chi Harmony buff. There is a thing on Wowhead that talks about this, but anyway, the point is you're going to have 50% more healing to all those people, and it's going to be dispersing that healing because of the 4-set bonus. So actually really, really strong, and I think Tea of Plenty is going to be a great talent, particularly for Mythic Plus if you're getting those Rising Sun Kicks. It might be a little bit too RNG. You can always take Tea of Serenity, or you can take any other talent you really want to. It's just nice that we get that extra option now. So I'll show you what hopefully I'll get a proc here, but you could just start out with this, and then we go this. Oh, we did get it. So we go Rising Sun Kick. We'll just add one over here. Another Rising Sun Kick, another Tiger Palm. Then we're gonna Blackout Kick now. And we got a reset on Rising Sun Kick. So there you go. So I think ideally I want to use Rising Sun Kick. You can see I have a bunch of Renewing Mists over here, and the buffs aren't showing right now, but you can see there's the buff right there, Chi Harmony, and you will be getting it from these Rising Sun Kicks, which is super cool. There's a new Chi Harmony buff right there. There's a new one that just got applied by my Rising Sun Kick. So you'd run in, hit Rising Sun Kick, hit your Thunder Focus Tea, and then hopefully you get it again. So let's try right here. Rising Sun Kick, then we go Thunder Focus Tea, and we got it. So now we do need to reset the cooldown of Rising Sun Kick. There, we got it. Another Rising Sun Kick. Then we're going to get another one here, and then we're going to get another one, and then we can do our Blackout Kick, and there we go. We actually had we could have got another one even. But look at all these Renewing Mists, and they do have the Rapid Diffusion buff. It's just dying off right now, but it's pretty insane seeing kind of that go on right there. And you can see the Chi Harmony healing isn't very good in that example. That's not a great example. This is not really what you want to be looking at, but just to know that it functions with Rapid Diffusion and with Tea of Plenty is super cool, and I really like that interaction a lot. So I think that is good, and I think it also works quite well in the ramp window with the Raid build, and they talked a little bit on the Wowhead article as well. I think that it's actually okay for that. Here's my major problems with this tier set bonus. Number one, first and foremost, this doesn't give us any damage. And if you look at the tier set bonuses that are coming from Holy Paladin, or from Preservation Evoker, or from Disc Priest, they all get bonuses to their damage. Holy Paladin is putting these little reverberations out, so anytime you Holy Shock a bad guy, then you're going to get that reverberation. The Disc Priest one, your Smite and Penance just do 20% more damage, and then Smite extends Atonement, and then your Smite has a 100% chance to cast an additional time during Shadow Covenant to do more damage, which converts into more healing. Like, what the hell is this? This is so busted. It's really, really good set. I'm happy for Disc Priest, but, like, where's the love for the other healers that didn't get this, right? Shaman, Monk, Holy Priest, and Druid all just have healing sets. Look at the Preservation Evoker one. This is insane. Your empowered spells cast 5 living flames at enemies or allies at 40% effectiveness. That's insane. You could do like an empowered fire breath, and then it would send out all these living flames. You'd be like top of the damage meters for a couple seconds. It'd be ridiculous. And then living flame is a chance to just apply echo, which is insane. Really, really good set for them. So that's my big gripe. If you look at Holy Priest, Shaman, Resto Shaman, Mistweaver Monk, and then Resto Druid, they all just have decently good healing sets, which is good because they are healers. But why are some of the healers getting damage and some of the healers are not? I don't understand the disparity. It's just going to make Preservation Invoker and Disc Priest and Holy Paladin especially, they're going to be at the top of the Mythic Plus charts again for like the 25th tier in a row. So I don't really understand why Blizzard makes these kinds of decisions. Like, it just makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. I bet you your Disc Priest and your Holy Paladin are going to be good in raid as well. So like, I just don't quite understand that. But that's my big gripe. I really, really wish that they would just do some tiny little modifications, like make it so that your Renewing Mist, I don't know, something that has a chance to also give you a damage bonus. It just doesn't make any sense that we're kind of left out in the dust there. So that's my first big gripe. My second one is that this is just incredibly boring. To me, this feels really boring. There isn't really any extra gameplay. I'm not doing anything different. I'm going to run in, put down my Feline Stomp. I'm going to be pressing Rising Sun Kick to make sure that I'm spreading those free Renewing Mists. And I'm going to make sure I'm Renewing Misting as much as I possibly can. I also don't really like that you get an 8-second buff after you cast Renewing Mist or apply it with the Rising Sun Kick. Because, like, when I'm triage healing, which is when I really want this buff, I want the 50% healing buff when I need to heal people. The fact that it happens after I cast Renewing Mist is a little strange to me because I don't press Renewing Mist hoping to triage somebody. I'm pressing Vivify. I'm pressing my Evoke Chi-Ji. I'm pressing my Shaylin's Gift. I'm hitting Revival. I'm hitting a Cocoon on somebody. Like, those are my triage tools. So now it feels like in order to be, maximum efficiency, I'm going to have to, like, have a Renewing Mist go out first, and then I can hit Life Cocoon on somebody, right? And then I can hit whatever the other abilities, my Vivifies and stuff like that. I don't even think Life Cocoon actually gets affected there. I think that's exactly how much healing it normally does. Yeah, there's no bonus to Life Cocoon there. So that kind of bugs me a little bit. The set is really, really boring. You just kind of do more of the same, and you get this 50% bonus healing buff. I also think this is going to get nerfed, because 50% feels exploitable to me. Like, if you're playing this exactly, correctly, then you're going to be, pressing a Renewing Mist into, like, this Vivify that's just going to full heal somebody, because it does so much extra healing. So it's a little bit boring to me, and there's no extra damage coming from Mistweaver Monk. Yes, we have lots of damage already with our Feline Stomp, and we can spin. I get it, but, like, why does Disc Priest get more damage when they have just as much damage as we do right now? So those would be kind of my gripes. However, I do want to admit that there are some interesting synergies here. I think the ramp window for the Clouded Focus build and raid is going to be just fine. The fact that it works with Rapid Diffusion is really good for both Mythic Plus and raid, but especially Mythic Plus. And the fact that we get an extra talent here now to mess around with, I think Tea of Plenty is going to be really cool. You might be able to do 4 or 5 Rising Sun Kicks back to back to back to back to back. And then you're doing lots of damage, and you're spreading the Renewing Mist, and you're giving everybody the buff. I think that's pretty cool. I don't mind that whatsoever. I just wish that we could do some extra damage. I just wish that they would actually make a tier set bonus that was kind of interesting. I'm really tired. Like, we're getting into Season 3, right? Like, this should not be the case. We should not have tier set bonuses that are like, hey, you do 50% more healing. Like, I just don't understand the point of that. I had a couple of interesting examples. I'll just share them really quickly here. I feel like it would be kind of cool if you had something more like this. Let's call it Jade Harmony, okay? That guy wants to duel me. Let's just get away from that. Summoning your Jade Serpent statue, which is down here, increases your damage and healing by 15% and automatically casts an 8-second Renewing Mist onto 3 nearby allies. So the 2 set is not overwhelmingly powerful, but it's a good little setup. The 2-piece kind of sets you up. Then the 4-piece says, Jade Serpent Statue automatically targets and heals the lowest health ally in your party in raid while it's active. I forget how long it stays up for. We'd have to make it stay up for a little bit longer, because 7.1 seconds isn't very long. But anyway, Every second your statue heals an ally, the cooldown of Life Cocoon is reduced by 0.5 seconds. I think this is some really cool interactions. I think, number one, it kind of turns your Summon Jade Serpent statue into, like, a mini cooldown, because the 2-set bonus, I would say, has, like, a 30-second cooldown on it. So even if you were running a more melee-focused Mythic Plus build, you could still use Summon Jade Serpent as like a cooldown now, as an extra cooldown. You plop that sucker down, you get 3 Renewing Mists, you immediately do a Thunder Focus Tea into a Rising Sun Kick, into another Rising Sun Kick, and you extend those Renewing Mists that are on allies, and then your damage and your healing is already buffed right there. Like, I think that's kind of got some interesting synergies there. And then cooling down Life Cocoon would be so cool, because then it would just give you more reason to use Life Cocoon, which is great. And then you could figure out, maybe you want to take Burst of Life. If your Life Cocoon had a really, really low cooldown and you could kind of just spam it every, like, 45 seconds or something, maybe it's worth taking Burst of Life then. You have a little bit more choice. It's a little bit more interesting. The tier set bonus that we have right now, it's going to be just 50% more healing most of the time on most of the targets that you can basically get in your little window. Like, that's what it's going to be. And I don't understand why in Season 3 this is the set that we have coming out. I think it's incredibly boring, and I'm disappointed, honestly. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. To me, this is the most disappointing set that I've seen right now. Like, honestly, it is. I've seen almost all the sets now. This one's one of the most disappointing. So please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I would love to hear from all of you. Thank you so much again for watching. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.